How's it going? How's everybody doing? Promise to be out in just a few minutes. You're seeing this on our stream. That's why. Just so everybody knows. So give her like 5. She'll be hopping on in just a few. I think Cam's coming on too. We're gonna discuss some. We're gonna discuss some markets. I don't think we need much hopium. I think there's actually some solid points. I was watching a few of Ben Cowan's videos today. I think he always has some great points. So always got to watch that guy. And I think he had some solid takes, some really solid takes. I also was checking out Elio Trades, if you know the guy too, Elio Trades, another solid one. Shout out to both of those guys. Would just follow them on X. I think they're both solid people. But I'm gonna kind of break down, what they not what they, but I will say what Ben kind of discussed, and I want to kind of break it into total. Like we'll get into total discussion and stuff like that. Total 1, total 2, total 3. I think something Elio brought up, minusing the stablecoin, was a really good point too. He was showing that it was kind of like where it usually is, minus stable. So we'll kind of break it down today and we'll get through it. So first off, we'll start off with the kind of the BTC discussion, right? Nice little pump today, pushing us up to 97, 98K. A lot of people thinking it's going to be a fake out. I don't know. That's a tough one for me. I would say personally, you got higher low structure. Price looks good. You're building, right? You got some wicks down in here, but you're building body wise. Weekly time frame, you're looking pretty healthy as far as structure goes. Could you do this? Some kind of loop and then drop and then pump? Yeah, of course you could. 100% you could. I'm basically playing some longs based off of what I think is going to kind of occur in here, which plays more to the demand of what we just discussed, where I said you could loop and pump and then, maybe come back down and then pump again really hard. But I think BTC.D is a pretty good thing to be watching right now. It's really interesting. Ethereum too. Another interesting part also is that we got Cam. If Cam is here, mic off, video off. But
Yo,
how's it going, Cam? Nah, you're good. You're good.
Go ahead.
Did you see ETH fees today?
Who was it?
The ETH fees? Did you see them today?
I heard it was like one of the lowest since like what, September or something.
0.04 cents. Some people got some transactions through for 0.04.
That's crazy. What does that mean? Like nobody's on there?
Well, either that or somehow they fix gas fees. Right.
Yeah,
one of those two scenarios. I don't think I don't think there's no activity on there. I definitely don't think that that's the case because there's just too much going on over there. But I think that's really interesting, right? That gas fees actually got that low. I know a lot of people will meme it, but dude, I don't think I've ever seen a 0.04 cent transaction fee on ETH.
Yeah, that's like
a lot of people were tweeting that. Yeah. So, that being said, I think that, that could draw some interest over there. I think that's an interesting topic in itself. Market still looks pretty good. Aside from that also, but, we're going to kind of get into some BTC.D and some total discussion and stuff like that. But I kind of kicked it off here with Bitcoin and was kind of discussing the structure of Bitcoin, in the way that I see it right now. Ixnay the hopium candles here, but basically structure wise, body candle wise, we're looking pretty good. I definitely think that there's potential for one of two things: we build and break out, or we build, swing really hard, dip, and then run. I think one of those two scenarios looks pretty good. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I see. Like, I was interested. Like, we talked about it on the stream last week. Like, I was really like interested to see how that weekly candle would close, and we got a nice close above that 90. It was closed like around 97, 96 ish.
Yeah, 96. Yeah,
yeah, that was a good close. And even looking at your chart, like you have that trend line right there, and close above that trend line, so it's looking good, man. Like, hopefully we can just get a run up from there. I don't know if you've seen those tariffs. I know you don't really pay attention too much to that news, but Trump dropped that. He dropped, because last week when he dropped the tariff, it really made a bad reaction on the market. Versus this time when he announced it today, it's like the more he announcing these tariffs like it's not really affecting the market like that. So that's a good thing to see also. So it's looking good right now, to be honest.
I think it's kind of like, if you get sick, right? Let's say you catch a cold. First time you catch a cold, it's horrible, right? Because it's the first time
Yeah,
you ever caught it. But then like that second and third time, your body kind of like shrugs it off a little more and a little more. And I think that's how like negative news works, right? When you're talking the same subject over and over again, when we say tariffs, 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 enough times the market just stops reacting at a certain point. It's just like, it's just another day, another cold.
yeah.
I don't know what your thoughts are.
Too. I was like, damn. At first, it kind of scared me. Like, I put it in the chat, like, damn, here he goes again with these new tariffs. But now it's like the market's not even reacting off of it that much. So yeah,
Yeah, and same thing here with IWM. IWM is another one of those too. It's holding trend, looking good. I'd really like to see this breakout here. Strong breakout would look really good. Ideally, we stay up in this range. We push up to the high, and we get this breakout that we're looking for. I mean, markets have kind of perked up today. I don't know if you saw like all the meme coin discussion, trenches, all this stuff.
yeah, it was a green day today, which was very good to see. We haven't seen that in a long time, so I was happy about that.
It's kind of funny because we had the discussion based around that we were sitting here looking at the market and we're like, okay, what do we think will happen? We're like, likely something's about to pop off because the trenches were just getting too quiet. The market was getting too quiet. There was too much hesitation. So we ended up just kind of backtracking, kind of looking at it, and we're like, okay, market looks pretty good here. Let's run it up from here.
Yeah, it scared a lot of people. Trenches was so bearish last week. I didn't even want to get on Twitter the way people was talking. It was like, man,
I
this
know,
shit.
right?
And it's man, I be like, damn, like, cause I suggest like a lot of people when it comes to cause I'm more of on Instagram and stuff. So when I bring people over here to Twitter, it's like I suggest people for people to follow. And it was like, damn, last week I was kind of pissed off. Like, why suggesting all these people? They so fucking bearish. It was like,
Mm-hmm.
I've been suggesting the wrong people. I need to just send them straight to Will, man. Will know what he's talking about. 'Cause all these other people on Twitter is fucking they larping for engagement. It's fucking crazy.
It's all engagement, man. Like what you'll notice is like there's some kind of weird streamline where all the big accounts will tweet the same coin at the same time, pump it, and then it dumps.
Yeah, yeah,
It's continuous.
exactly. And it's
Yeah.
like a lot of people like just normies. They don't understand that people are larping for engagement. They think people like be dead ass serious. So it's just like it's a weird thing to do, really.
Yeah, I heard Jail Portnoy, that coin,
Oh yeah, bro,
got
I got
crushed.
into that. I caught a little play on that one. I'm not gonna lie. That woke the trenches up a little bit right there. Yesterday.
It did. But what happened to the coin? Is it still running? I thought it was down.
Yes. I don't know. He's. I feel like he did. Me personally, I feel like he did. Because it wasn't his coin. It's just something that he kind of shielded or whatnot. And I feel like he did the right thing of what a person who doesn't really own the coin. You know what I mean? And he was even like he announced at the Super Bowl halftime that every I think it was like every 100 million he would invest 100,000. But of course, in crypto, everybody likes to sell the news. So he announced the news, people bought, and then once the news came out, they just dumped on him. It's like, damn, like churches are
Yeah.
ruthless, bro.
Well,
So now it's down bad now.
yeah, I think some of it was people just being upset about him running it up on him a couple times, and they were just looking to run it up on him once.
Yeah, he definitely ran it up. He ran his wallet was like what 6 million at one point. He didn't sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Still holding.
Yeah,
It
I
might
think
not
he's
be over.
down.
You know how the trenches are. They're unpredictable, bro. So it might not be over. It's sitting at a low level right now. So who knows?
Oh yeah, I don't put it past the market to kind of run with it if it really wants to. To be honest with you, I uh I think that looking at everything and the way things are kind of settling, like this Bitcoin close was really ideal for me. Like it was really ideal. I was like, okay, Bitcoin close here, and I discussed this last week too. This is another one I told people. I was like, likely we'll come back down and retest 25K. We did that on the money,
Mm.
right? Hit the 25K marker, and we're basically what I would like to see is the market to kind of roll out of this range and start pushing back up. I think there's a good chance we could push up to at least maybe like 3K, 3,200. Retest the low, right, of the previous support range right here. And then we'll see if you can break out of that or if you're going to reject there. So I'm running some plays on this. Yep, right around 3,200, right to the lows of this range right here. So, okay. And that's right in your fib range too. That's your 7.6 and your 7.86 running off your high to low structure, right? And your high to low structure is lowest low to highest high of this cycle, and that should swing you right out of your golden pocket right into your high. Because right now we're kind of sitting in that golden pocket.
It broke above your 618, retested it. It's retesting it now again. So yeah, I see. Okay,
I see. Yeah, I'm looking for at least a swing. Right, doesn't have to be a permanent long or a long that's going to push basically price, to do highs. It's just all I'm looking for in this range right now. From here to here is a swing at minimum. If it ends up getting stronger momentum, what's up?
So somebody asked you about a short position on ETH.
Yeah, I wouldn't short ETH right now. I posted on this the other day, and I think it's kind of dangerous, to be honest with you, short ETH. There's a lot of short build up on ETH at the moment. Let me grab the chart real quick.
Yeah, what was that? What was that post? I didn't understand that. You put it in the chat. I really didn't understand what was going on with that.
So CME futures are basically, indicating that ETH short side is the biggest it's been since inceptions. So we got so much short side position on ETH right now, like it's wild to me. It is like I can't even believe people would try and short this heavily. Like to me right now, this is like a GameStop meme fucking short squeeze that could play out here really easily.
So that means there's a lot of short positions open, basically.
Way too many short positions open. Like so a ridiculous amount of short side. So I'm looking at it as opportunity for a squeeze, and that could also be indication on my play to the upside here. Is at least squeeze the people that got in late, push them back out, shut them all down, and then if you want to roll, you'll roll again, right? But squeezing back up and filling this this price range right up here, I think it's very viable and very plausible from a thought process. You can say the same thing right here. If you were to swing this up, hit this high, then you could roll again if you wanted to. But the reality is, I think likely if you start doing that, you're going to, again, you got low, higher low. And then if you swing here, you got to get another higher low structure. And then at that point, you're kind of building structure. And now you got to look at this a little differently. If ETH reverses here, obviously, right?
Yeah, I got my chart's showing us at a key level right now. I really want to see this weekly candle close like above 28, 29. Then I think it'd be only up. Yeah.
We nailed 2,500 though, man. This is what I told everybody last week. I was like, this will likely in the end result with this bounce, push, and when they squeeze it back down, it'll come back into 2,500, and that's exactly what it's done. Like we're just kind of hanging out here. Now you just have to hold 24. You don't hold 2,500. You're going all the way back down. You're gonna finish this thing out. In my opinion,
you think short's gonna get liquidated?
Yeah, I think shorts are about to get squeezed relatively soon. Maybe a couple days or whatever. They'll probably hover here, kind of bait people, right? Into thinking it's really weak. Maybe for like a couple days, maybe the rest of the week, and then eventually they'll just shove. I think they'll push against them.
I don't know if Newton is in a short position, but you heard it from Will.
Yeah, I think this is a dangerous spot to be trying to short the market right now. Now, here's the thing. You could short memes, right? You could short memes. I think a lot of memes have room. But I think like shorting like these majors, I think it's a dangerous game to be playing with right now. Because these things could pump really hard. And here's the thing. If these pump, your meme's going to pump. So, essentially – you're going to get wrecked either way. So it's a hard call, but me ultimately, I think playing long side over short side here, at least for the swing long, is kind of the ideal play. But I did want to kind of get into the BTC.D discussion. If you want to run that real quick, I think it's an interesting conversation overall. So let's run that. We'll just duplicate this right here.
Need that thing to drop.
Well, something that let me see. something that Ben was discussing today, and I thought it was really interesting. I do think he has a solid point. Ignore all the stuff on here. I've done this way too many times. But you know, basically I'll be real with you. I didn't expect Bitcoin to exceed this range. I thought Bitcoin was going to be cycle, lower high, lower high, lower high into compression, and then this big breakout of Bitcoin against alts. But apparently I'm wrong, right? Because the market has proven me wrong. So the mid range right here at 58, I thought this support range right here would hold. And these things can happen, right? You can be wrong, you can be right at the end of the day. You just got to come up with your thesis, kind of stick to it, and be able to admit when you're wrong too. That's kind of important. But you have this big kind of drawn out upside, right? Then you had this dip, and then you had this spike. And one thing I've noticed, with Bitcoin is like these spikes can potentially continue or they can end. That's kind of the tough part, right? So I think like looking at this, if we're going to continue up, it just tells me that Bitcoin's going to continue to run the show, at least for now. And then you'll get your alt season, right? Once Bitcoin starts to lose momentum. But Bitcoin has to start losing momentum. So people that say that alt season isn't coming, I think they're not being honest, right? They're not, or they just don't understand. They don't understand the cycles to a degree. But I think like with enough patience here, you'll be fine. So for me, the way I look at this is like alt season hasn't even happened. So a better way to, I mean, we've had little plays here and there, right? Like, and when I say little plays, like we've had high liquidity flows into a concentration of coins, but no real spread of liquidity across all altcoins. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yep. I'm following.
Yeah. So in that scenario, what you want to see for these alt season, I think this now, granted, I want to give credit to Ben, obviously, and I mean I've kind of known this too, but I don't play BTCD as BTCD as much as he does, and so I don't want to try and take credit away from the work that he put into the video that he put in. So he does have a good video on YouTube where he kind of explains it, but this right here is kind of like your downside position, right, or your altcoin season. And then if you were to run it again, this is your altcoin season again. And then ideally, wherever this lands, you'll get an altcoin season again. And so you just have to kind of look at the market for what it is and understand that. With that being said, Bitcoin runs the show on this side, altcoins run the show on this side. Bitcoin runs the show on this side, altcoins will run the show on this side. So I think like if people think that, oh, you're never going to get altcoin season or this is over or that's over, I think cycle wise, you just got to kind of play the chart for what it is, right? And understand where you are in the cycle. You're just not in the altcoin season yet. So while you're still getting cookers and potentially getting rugged on a daily basis if you're trench diving too much, you gotta kind of understand the bigger picture here and be DCAing for that bigger picture. In my perspective, right? That's what I'm doing actively right now. I'm DCAing for the bigger picture, not necessarily worried about the minute runs, the potential one or two offs that are going to absolutely kill it. Oh, how did you not catch that one? How did you not catch that two? I mean, you can't catch everything in these markets. It's very difficult to do. So, but I think like if you're focused enough on what you're looking for here, ideally you're looking at this market and you're like, okay, it's not altcoin season yet, but when it gets there, I'll know what to look for, right? And that would be that dominance dying down for Bitcoin. We're just not there yet. We're not there from the way I can see it. No, in a way that Ben explained it also today. So definitely, I'll never take anybody else's credit for the work that they put in. So that's why I gave them a shout out for this. But I think this is a solid conversation for a lot of people who aren't really paying attention to these things specifically. With dominance in the video.
I literally just started paying attention to Bitcoin dominance like that. I see the significance in it. And I actually put it on my watch list like 2 weeks ago. So yeah, I really see the significance in it now. So it's like, is it still like we're going against Bitcoin, or?
So basically, Bitcoin still has the show, right? As long as this runs up, Bitcoin is still in charge. And when it starts running down, then Bitcoin is starting to lose that in charge status.
But Bitcoin still could be going up, and alt season still can happen, right?
No, so typically Bitcoin Bitcoin price could still go up while altcoins are still pumping, right? It just comes a point where altcoins outpace Bitcoin.
Gotcha.
And when they start to outpace, Bitcoin starts to lose its dominance in the market at that point.
That's
So
what
even
happened.
though price still continues, dominance starts to drop.
Mm.
That's basically all it is at the end of the day. Ben Cowan. Yes, correct. Ben Cowan. For those who aren't aware. Again, great video. I'd check his video out on YouTube. What importance do you give QE for all season? I mean, QE is important for high risk in general, Eco. So it wouldn't even be alt season directly. And Cam, you know this too. Even low caps and mid caps benefit very well from QE.
Mm-hmm.
The high risk plays. That's what a lot of people don't really grasp. Is they don't grasp that high risk plays play really well with high liquidity, easy flow. QE is essentially high liquidity, easy flow. It doesn't mean that the government's writing you a check. It just means there's a lot of spending going around. There's a lot of liquidity being splashed around, basically in the economy. People have an abundance of cash. And when people have an abundance of cash, they tend to want to invest it, spend it, use it, all that good stuff. Think of it like that. That's what QE is.
Somebody asked, do we have to see ETH run before alt season starts?
What is this U0026 cam? What'd you say?
U0026. Somebody asked, do we have to see ETH run before alt season?
I mean, ideally, ETH will be part of that alt season, right? That's the part that a lot of people are really coping on because Solana's kind of stealing the show right now. But eventually, when alt season happens, that means the altcoins in general, all of them combined, are starting to get such a rush of liquidity that it's outpacing what Bitcoin's liquidity is. If that makes sense for everybody. So it's more about volume and momentum and all that stuff like that. And when volume starts to exceed the altcoins versus Bitcoin's volume, you'll start to see Bitcoin start to lose position in the market. Think of it like Bitcoin's number one for like 3 years, and then all of a sudden Bitcoin's number like 50, right? It starts to slowly lose its position. Now it's not going to lose against the other coins, right? We're not talking about position on like CoinMarketCap. We're just saying position of like liquidity flow. So it's the whole market versus Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin versus the whole market. That's what BTC.D is essentially.
What's up, Melina? Melina's in the building.
Nico said last all season was huge, and we had 5 million JPEGs. Yeah, we did. We had a lot of. I think we have more JPEGs now. I'm still active.
NFT trenches hard, bro. Oh my god.
Well, hey, it's paid off more to be buying coins though, for sure. Like NFTs are NFTs, and they're a great way to kind of flex your wealth. And at the end of the day, if you have some, you might be able to make a bag once the liquidity flows start to move back to altcoins. But for now, it's just better to trade these markets. To be honest with you, you're just gonna make.
I like trading. I personally like meme coins way better than NFTs. I guess because I don't know. I guess because we're traders, so we know kind of like trends and stuff like that. I know some people like NFTs better. Some people like meme coins better, but I personally like meme coins a lot better.
Yeah. Sam Mandel said, "Isn't it very disingenuous for people to say that there won't be an alt season at all because we have more altcoins out there? 99% of the new altcoins are pump fund garbage." Yeah, they are genuinely. I think most of the coins right now are pretty much zeroed out coins, like rugs and shit that doesn't even matter, right? At the end of the day. So with that being said, like I really think that when you compile their liquidity together, it doesn't mean anything because there's no liquidity in them. You could find 1 million coins with $25 in the liquidity pool. That doesn't mean that those coins are relevant. They don't mean anything to the overall liquidity in the space. And so even though you have 9 million coins maybe only like 2 million or 1 million or, half a million are relevant from a liquidity standpoint. What do you think about that, Cam?
I'm sorry, I was looking at the comments. I'm trying to. The comments are like
Trying to run
all
it through.
they're all over the place. They're confusing me because it's all over the place right now. It's like it's not timestamped, so I'm trying to just look through the
Yeah.
comments.
I do track the global liquidity index. I think it matters to a degree, but it also matters like where the majority of your investments come from. So like let's say your inflows look like this. I'll just break it down. 40% US, 10% Canada, 5% South America, 10% UK, 10% Russia, 10% we'll say just Eastern, world or whatever. We'll say like Asian countries or whatever. You get the gist. Like if it's broken down like that, which one of those countries matter more? I would say the 40% matters more, right? And so global liquidity isn't a good measurement of inflows. It's a good way to look at the globe and how well, I guess, the overall markets look across the globe, right? So everything combined, how good they look all together. But to look at them as a way to, kind of figure out inflows, I think it's difficult to go that direction with it. That makes sense. To track the global liquidity, I would say I think there's something on the Fed website for it. Let me look real quick. Global liquidity. There's a few charts I've used in the past. There we go. Global liquidity index. I mean, looks pretty good, to be honest with you. This doesn't look bad at all. What's the ticker? Oh no, it says IWM. What the heck? That's not right. Oh, okay. I see. It's running the global liquidity over the IWM. That's what it looks like.
Chart, right?
Huh?
It's like on the same chart, isn't it?
No, the yellow I think is, yeah, see right here, look. It shows right there. The yellow is the global liquidity. I don't know why it's running over to IWM. It's weird. But the yellow right here, see how it's yellow?
Mm-hmm.
This is your global liquidity, the yellow. I don't know why it mixed it with IWM. It's so freaking weird. But yeah, that would be let me see if I can pull it up on here real quick. I typically only really kind of track things I think that affect markets, like oil, right? I think oil's a big retractor from markets, but all the other stuff, I think it's there, but I don't think it matters as much. If that makes sense. I'll figure out the ticker for it later. I don't know why why it ran that way.
Nico said people fail to understand that alt season just is a couple of weeks when Bitcoin starts to top out. As much as you want it now, the longer we wait, the better.
Yeah, and that here's the thing. If you remember 2021, we just might not get that same time, right? We may get 3 months of altcoin season rather than 3 months and then 3 months and then 3 months like we did in 2021. Like time frames are kind of the biggest thing that you got to pay attention to, because you could just have shorter time frames, you can have longer time frames, all that stuff can happen, but ultimately it should be somewhere in the I guess in the overall purview of that 4-year cycle, right? Maybe 3 months past, maybe 3 months before, anywhere's in there, I think you're good. But if we got into like Q1 of 2026 and we're heading into March, I think markets are cooked, because I think you're heading into that 5th year, and that 5th year is usually not good. So ideally, we see this kind of cool down position on markets based on BTC.D. We're just kind of waiting for the market to actually signal it. What I would say, like your biggest signal would be somewhere is like right in here, right? Like as soon as you start to break structure. So if Bitcoin were to start to break down and it gets below this range, the 50, 53, 52, BTC.D, I would say you're in a downtrend at that point.
Yeah, I heard somebody
And
say today, like after it breaks 49%, basically we're in alt season.
yeah, anything roughly relevant, in that range. So I think what you're getting right now, I'll just be real with you. If the coins you got are altcoin worthy coins, altcoin season worthy coins, this is all discount range until you
That's
break that
alpha
structure.
right there. That's a lot of alpha.
That's all discount range. So,
What's that, like
you know,
60% to what, 80 or 70?
yeah. You could run this up to, like, if they want to, they can run it up to 70. And then, from here, you're just going to break down. I think most altcoins, like we discussed, it are 80-90% down. So you're getting discounts as long as you're minding this range. Now, a lot of people say, "Well, wait for confirmation." You could do that too. I'm not going to tell you can't. You can definitely wait for confirmation if you want to do that. You want to wait for a 49 of 52, BTC.D breakdown, and then run it from there. The other thing is
On
too.
the 4 hour, man. I know you don't really pay attention to the 4 hour like that, but I'm liking what I see on the 4 hour.
Uh, which one? The BTC.D?
Yeah.
Yeah, that wick kind of throws me out because
Yeah,
it's
that
done
one.
wicks like this before, and it makes me think it wants to fill it.
I hope not,
You know what I'm
bro.
saying?
That's not too big of a spike.
Yeah, it's not, but ultimately we could see some kind of pull up where they just run it and then run down after that, and
What
they could
causes
also
what
come up
causes
to like right here,
I'm
huh?
sorry. I said what causes dominance to fluctuate? Like what causes it, like just say it drops. What will actually cause it to drop?
Essentially, altcoins outpacing Bitcoin. That's it. So if liquidity flows become higher on altcoins, at any point in time, then and that could be while you're on a downside, that could be while you're on the upside, it can be anywheres, right? But once flows start to move more towards alts than they do Bitcoin, that's where dominance starts to flip.
Mm.
That's essentially it. But in that same play, I something else I want to kind of talk about too is Total Three, right? Again, just a lot of people getting into that boat that it's over, and I can tell you, I don't think that's the case again. If we take this cycle right here, run it across, you exceeded this all time high by a shit ton. So if we run the we did almost 300%, or sorry, 250% more. I would say if I got to the top there, it'd be 300% more than previous top, right? And I would arguably say, once we start really kind of breaking out here, if we only do, and I'm giving diminishing returns, as you can see right here. I'm only saying 135%. That's 2.62 trillion in altcoins. And we're talking like the shittiest of the shitty, right? So everything outside of ETH. I'm just joking. Don't come for me. Don't come for my neck. All right.
Everything in the shit down.
But yeah, I'd say we still. I mean, that's really good flows. That's 1.5 trillion dollars in flows that we should see come into altcoins. Once the altcoin season actually pops off, we haven't even had an altcoin season. It's just wild to me that people think it's occurred. It's like altcoins haven't outpaced Bitcoin at all. The only thing we had is we've had like these little mini, almost DeFi summers of like 2017, 2018, 2019, where we had a little DeFi summer. Like it almost feels like that right now. It's not really an altcoin season. It's just like a little run, right? These are little sprints before we actually start actually running. And so for me, like again, this is just high to high. I mean, from where we are right now, we're only at sitting here at 890 trillion dollars, or sorry, $890 billion. I mean, that's like 1.8, 1.9 trillion dollars that still have to flow in if we hit these targets. And that's with diminishing returns. That's not even with like me trying to give the same amount of returns we got here. I'm diminishing those returns, lessening those returns on Total 3 here.
Mm.
So I look at it from that perspective. And I know like sometimes it sucks because people are down bad on their bags. So they want to make it sound like these things are impossible, they're improbable. But the reality is it's your feelings pushing you to feel that way, right? The charts are telling you something different. You don't want to believe the chart because obviously you're down in your bag, so you're feeling a certain type of way because of how your position is on your portfolio. You got to get out of that mindset of that emotion. I'm talking to the audience specifically. You got to get out of that mindset of the emotion that kind of draws you in and makes you feel that way, right? You have to move away from feeling that way. You have to get towards, how can I better my position? What should I be looking into? Where should I be looking to dial in? What's a good time to take an entry, right? Which we kind of talked about with the BTC.D. That's another good way to kind of evaluate that. And then, when do alts operate better? When does Bitcoin operate better? That's another way you could look at it too. I would tell people, definitely, try to break that emotional part when investing. That is what will get you. That is, and I'm telling you that because that's what got me when I first started trading. When I first started trading, I was very emotional with my positioning, consistently thinking every time there was a downturn that markets were going to go to this extreme number deeper. And it's that PTSD. It's that bear market PTSD that gets into your head and really kind of drives you to think this way. You just got to break that mental and move more towards like what is the logical scenario here. And you may be like, oh, well, the world's down, inflation's up, blah 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 blah. And I'm not saying blah blah like those things don't matter, but I'm saying on the investing side, if you were saying that for the past 3 years, which a lot of people were, you were wrong. You were just flat out wrong. 2022 was the bear market. That was the end of the bear. From there, it's only been a bull. Bitcoin has shown that, also shown that, everything. And if you've been trading since the lows on Bitcoin, you're doing fairly well right now. If you and then you'll be like, well, that's if we bought Bitcoin. No, even if you bought altcoins, a lot of altcoins, if you got in early and you're in them and you're just hanging out in them, you might be down on your overall position, but you're not down on your entry.
Yeah.
That's not even a thing.
Yeah, I was in Solana, like Solana. I was in like Solana Matic. I got into Sui early too. Actually, I sold my Matic for Sui. Thank God. Um, but that's one thing that I just like. That's one thing is also I just feel like like I always tell people too is like people just tell me like sometimes they lose money in crypto. I'm like, bro, you don't lose anything unless you sell. You know what I mean? You just gotta have that mindset. Like you haven't lost money. You know what I mean? You might be down in your position, but it's a big difference from you losing money and you know what I mean, just being down in your position. That's another good part about just what Will and you know what I'm saying we do is like learning how to do technical analysis is a game changer. Like I always tell people like technical analysis, like learning technical analysis is a game changer. Literally, like entries, exits, certain levels, key levels. Like just getting on calls like this. What's up, boss lady? Prop is in the building. I didn't even see you join. I was just over here yapping.
What's up? My bad, man. I'm trying to pack for this trip. It's gonna be cold. I'm trying to mentally prepare. I have a lot to do. Sorry. So sorry. It's been a day. What's up? Look at you with your Beezy gear.
I'm representing, man. Shouts out to Beezy. If you haven't already signed up for Beezy,
look at you.
Tell Beezy send me some shirts. I'll wear them on the stream. I'm gonna need you to adjust that cam profits. I can see the top half of your face. Just saying. Yeah. There we go. You got Beezy gear on too? What is?
Sorry.
Beezy gang.
Nobody gave me anything. What is going?
You should travel more.
You gotta travel, man. You gotta travel with us.
Oh man, what is going on?
What are we talking about?
Cam was cooking. I want to let him finish. Go
no,
finish
please
up,
keep cooking. Sorry to.
I was just basically saying, just like just calls like this is important when it comes to just knowing technical analysis is a game changer. Like once you learn technical analysis, it just changes the game versus blindly investing. You know what I mean? Like it's like you get your entries. Like Will's doing these calls like this, like hop on stuff like this, so you can know exactly. Okay, these are key levels that I'm looking at because the market moves off of levels. So if you know key levels, whether it's entries or exits, like you can really change the game. And even with me, like I've been riding Solana since like 2020ish, because it was at a low when nobody was talking about it. That's what was the time to accumulate. And I feel like of course we have a bright future ahead in crypto, of course. So just when people say they're down, it's just like understand that you're still early. I feel like it's still early. Like I said, you don't lose money unless you sell. That's how you lose. But if you're down in your position, it's different than what I'm saying. You losing money.
The
That's what,
the the cra- the crazy part I think is like there are a lot of individuals I see that what they'll do is they buy something, they're down 80%, and then they're like, oh, the Bitcoin's gonna drop to 50K, Bitcoin's gonna go to 40K. Then why are you still in the thing you're in? If you think that's gonna happen, why are you still holding? Like it's and I'm not bashing people for that stuff. Like everybody round trips at some point, right? You're gonna round trip something. And I think that the point being is like all you're doing is you're just feeding yourself negativity rather than learning and growing and really kind of putting that energy that you have, that anger energy into getting better, right? Refining what you're good at. And I think if people put more effort into refining what they're good at, they'll be a lot better off in these markets. I mean, these are tough times. I agree, but at the end of the day, you have to look at them from the positive side. To have glass half full versus glass half empty. Getting into it though, kind of like what we were talking about, like my thought process, and you can see right here, like I drew this originally when we were down here, and I was like, this is gonna break out this direction. You can see right here, we like this is a falling price action, and we had a nice breakout, and we're kind of coming back down. We retested the low here, and everything doesn't play out perfectly to how you design it when you're talking charting, but it can be close. That's all that matters. It could be close. It could, I mean, others could play sideways until months from now, till end of the year. Maybe we don't get an alt season until the end of the year. Maybe it's the last 3-4 months of the year that we get the alt season. Okay, so be it. Maybe we don't, maybe we don't get it till Q1 of next year. So be it. I mean, if you can't wait for that, then I would say, at that point, are you gambling or are you like, if you need the money right now, ideally, you shouldn't put in what you need right now. Right? You should only put in right now, ideally, what you can wait on, what you can be patient on. And I think that if you're patient in these markets, you'll make money. And I think that if you're over leveraging your positions and hoping that you can double up and then put that in your bank account and stuff like that, you're gonna have a hard time in these markets, right? Trying to chase people and stuff like that and chase liquidity. Because chasing liquidity is only going to get you wrecked. You got to either front run it or you got to really front run it, right? Which is a sit and wait for the altcoin season to actually play out. Which means buy your assets, sit them on there, and let them just sit there until the market actually pops off. And if one of them pop off, all of a sudden, TP, right? You get 100x, 1000x, 50x, 20x, TP some.
Hey, so I'm curious about something based off of timing in the market, time in the market. So like, there's a lot of coins, for example, like MOG, and what else? Pepe, even Sui.
Farcoin.
No, not Farcoin. That's kind of newer, but like stuff that was been out for over a year.
Yeah, for sure.
Went to like 10x where it is now, and like 10x, like right. These are utility, somewhat culture, not like shitters, but like there's some substance there. They're Coinbase listing, blah blah blah, and I took some off the table. I'm not gonna lie. I took some off the table like January, like early January, when I saw some like crazy numbers and things, like stuff that I put like 200, like Brett, like I had like $200 in Brett. I still have a good position, and it just went. It was like a 10x. I was like, this is ridiculous. This doesn't make sense. This is a good come up. Whereas some of that stuff is now back at only a 2x, 3x, right? I'm not truly pressed. I'm not trying to be emotional about it. I'm trying to ask from a sentiment of like time in the market. How, like, now we're kind of, if you think about it, we're back at square one in a way, and we're kind of back waiting for those times again. Because if you think about it, I don't see MOG passing. What did it hit? 10 billion?
I don't know what it hit, to be honest.
I don't know. Whatever all-time highs were just hit 60 days ago, is that a ceiling, or is that an indication that we're going to pass those when we hit these alt season and things that we're discussing like right now?
I think we'll likely pass them when we hit the alt seasons that we're discussing, by a lot. I don't think by a little, and I say that basically off of, and again, full kudos to Ben Cowan, on this post, but I think that when you look at this and you look at dominance, right, and you look at where we're at with dominance, like there's still a good chance we can go higher here on dominance, but your altcoin season doesn't start until your breakdown starts on dominance, right? Your flows just have to exceed on your altcoins against Bitcoin, and your flows are not exceeding on your altcoins against Bitcoin. Bitcoin is still dominating the market. And I think like once people get enough money in these markets and they're like, holy shit, I'm rich. You know, I put in 100K and I turn it into a couple million, or I put in a couple million and turn it into 20, 30 million, then likely they'll come out to play, right? And when they come out to play, it's going to be high risk plays. And it doesn't mean like people's garbage dump coins on pump fund. It means like they'll be looking for good, solid meme coin plays, culture plays, fundamental plays, and that part of the market will start to outweigh the Bitcoin part of the market.
Glad you said something about Mog. Mog is actually at a great level right now, and it went to 1.5 billion profits.
1.5 billion. I don't know why I said 10 billion.
Yeah, I'm about to say 10 shit.
What was I gonna say? So that was my thought process as to, and also me telling my trader self like, wow, you were in these positions for a year and you didn't fully take profits on them. Was that smart? You know, in a sense, like, but I know we're still in a bull, and I would never, like, in my cycles of being, you know, my, you know, couple cycles of being here, I would never want to take full profits anyway before a bull's over. But I think this is PTSD from not taking full profits from like last cycle, right? So that's pretty much it.
I look at it like this, and here's the thing: me being a pretty decent trader, I round trade some things. I did, and am I worried about it? No, because I still think that those things have value. I think that they're going to go up substantially. I think they're still currently undervalued, and I think once the altcoin portion of the market actually starts to move in, which hasn't occurred yet, I think at that point, you know, we'll be looking at this a lot differently, right? It's just hard to visualize until it happens. That's what a lot of people, like 2021 came out of nowhere, right? Like I was just buying shit and just buying and buying and stacking. And then all of a sudden my portfolio just blew the hell up, right? Just like literally exploded overnight. And then just kept exploding and kept exploding and kept exploding. And then people were like, oh, we're all rich. Everybody's got so much money. Remember, everybody started quitting their jobs. Remember all that? Started making their own LLCs and shit.
Flexing the PFPs like crazy.
Like getting 250K PFPs and shit. That kind of stuff is the stuff that kind of starts to occur once there's real froth, right? That's why I hate when people are like, oh, there's so much froth in the market. It's like, dude, we've been PvPing each other for 3 years. There's no froth. It's you versus me.
Yeah, it's froth in the trenches.
It's you versus me. That's all it is. It's not that I don't consider that froth. I consider that PvP. It is what it is at the end of the day. And the point I wanted to get to is froth starts to occur when you start to see 250K PFPs. You start to see people talking dumb numbers on this, just like random coins. Like this coin's going to go to $1 million. XRP is going to flip Bitcoin. This and that. Like, you know, all the normie conversations that start to occur, right? The safe moons start to come out of the woodworks. All that stuff.
I remember that.
Shiba Inus, freaking Kishu Inu. Like every meme coin's going to billions with an S, not a billion. Right now, everybody's like, oh, it's going to $1 billion. Well, that's cute. I'm glad you think it's going to $1 billion. That's so cute. Because in 2021, it was billions with an S. Every meme coin was going to billions.
Do you think Kishu and things like that will run back up? I got normie friends who's buying that again. I was telling them, I don't know.
I've been getting some, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
You said you have?
I have been.
Really?
Some of the OGs. I don't know if they'll exceed all-time high, but I know that they can pump. I think if altcoin season starts to happen, like, because here's the thing, you have to remember those teams that were on those plays, I'm sure most of them are still around, and for them to just what they did with those, it was almost like lightning in a bottle, right? And I think that they could repeat the process. I think they could. Nah,
Are, they still, are,
will
are the Keisha teams still active like that? I haven't really heard anything like that.
they've been pretty active. If you look at their Twitter and you look at their Telegram and stuff like that, they still been pretty active. I'm not telling you guys. Look, just so the audience knows, I'm not telling you guys to go buy Keisha.
NFA.
We're just talking. We're just talking. So I would argue they'll start to run anywheres in here. Like once you start to get this downturn, you're good. I mean, we just talked about it a little bit ago. I think a break of like 54, you kind of broken structure on dominance, and at that point, you're kind of in a full on downtrend, right? Bitcoin's starting to lose dominance against the rest of the market. You need Bitcoin. Look, just like Bitcoin needs to lose dominance against the rest of the market, IWM has to break all time high. It's almost the same concept, right? You're not going to really get a big boom in altcoins until IWM starts to exceed all-time high and break out. So, or not altcoins, but high-risk plays in stocks, right? IWM is a good signal of high-risk plays in stocks. BTC.D is a good signal of altcoins, and so on and so forth. And so when you put these two and two together, if you got a breakout of IWM, I think you would likely see a breakdown of Bitcoin dominance together, right? They would coincide. And so 2 + 2 = 4. I think that's, price action there would be phenomenal. We would see altcoins start to pump. We're just not there yet. And same thing here. We discussed this, we're sitting at 889 billion target pricing this cycle. I think can get up to anywhere around like 2.3 all the way up to like roughly about 2.6. I think anywhere's up here. And this is me taking this, adding for diminishing returns. Here, we'll even make it better for you, right? We'll make it better just so everybody kind of understands. Here's a fib, right? We'll do a fib high to low, and we'll drop it on there for you. And we'll say, okay, fib high to low, what will we get? $2.7 trillion. This cycle is what ideally we should be looking for. Let's go ahead and let's look at last cycle. Let's see how we did then. So, sorry, let me bring that back. We'll see how we did last cycle. Fib, right? Fib. We underperformed, right? We underperformed. We hit $1 trillion. Now, here's the thing. 2.7 would just finish us out from last cycle. Let alone the fib from here to here gave us the same number, right? 2.7. So this range here to here and this range here to here, where we should have gotten up to 2.7, we should get there this cycle, ideally, right? At least that's my thoughts. Bitcoin ETH, so which would be the total 2. Something else I've been watching. This is what I wanted to see, obviously, but we're kind of getting a little bit of pullback here, which is fine, right? Ultimately, I still think that this is the direction of the market, and I've had this up here for some time also. If we get to the same levels as before, we could say 3.91 trillion. If we want to, we can even throw a line across the highs here, and you'll see 1, you'll see 2, and you'll see 3 points of interest right there. What'd you say?
So that's beautiful.
Yeah, I think just people got to really kind of zoom out on this stuff and think of the bigger picture, right? Think of the bigger picture here. So that's fib and trend line both kind of meeting up here. Not to mention your lows, very similar scenario. Outside of this big breakout, if we were to just run the lows and we were to say something like this, right? Somewhere's in there. Roughly, then we would basically be in a big old pennant climbing to the upside. So same thing over here with total 1, right? This is another one too. So expectations here for total 1 that we would get to this $6 trillion valuation market cap. I think I have 6.9 right here, almost 7 trillion. Why would we do that? Again, let's run the fibs. We'll run them on here. We'll run there to there. We hit our fib right on the money right here last cycle, 2.272. And if we were to run this cycle's high to low structure, I hate how this thing does this. It's fine. You see right there, 7.34 trillion. So we did hit it last cycle. Expectations are that we should hit it this cycle. And that would give us 7.34 trillion. That will not all be flows into Bitcoin. That'll be flows into Bitcoin and altcoins. Ideally, we are still a long ways from that target. Currently, almost 140% from reaching that target.
So is that saying we're going to 250?
What's that?
So is that saying we're going to 250 on Bitcoin?
Nah, so it's 7.34 trillion market, our overall market cap for the whole market. So Bitcoin likely, I'd say like 200K. Ethereum likely somewhere around 10 to 14. Altcoins absorbing all the rest of the market. All other altcoins absorbing the rest of the market combined. That'd be the ideal price range, at least my thoughts, right? Obviously. And it's kind of odd because Total One and Bitcoin both always hit their targets, right? When it comes to fib, they're the main ones or main characters that do that. So we'll see where the inflows go. I think that'll put another trillion, maybe 2 trillion into Bitcoin's pocket, and the rest will flow into the rest.
Yeah, just look. I can eyeball it and look. It looked like just the way that I traded. It looked like it just broke the level too. And it's just coming back to test it. And
yep, we're just above the level right here, right there.
Like what I see.
And look at that.
Like what I see with that. I gotta start getting on the weekly more on Bitcoin and just
Yeah.
of course you
top down, man. Top down.
You know, I'd be in the trenches so much. You can't do the weekly in the trenches.
Mm-hmm. I like what Nico said too earlier. He said that basically bears sound smart, bulls make money. And that's the truth. It really is. Like there's a lot of bears who sound very smart about the shit they're saying, but are they making money off of what they're saying? Or are they just sitting cash? That's really kind of the question to ask yourself.
Sound smart on X right now.
Hey, Prophets. Mutant Prism said Prophets looks like a childhood friend of mine.
Nope, not me. I was homeschooled.
Maybe they watched you through the window and were friends with you outside.
What?
Well, you know what? I haven't seen a lot of bears lately in the last 2 days on X. It's just crazy. It's like when the market moves, that's when the bears come out. Then when it's
who let the bears out? How the trenches, Cam?
Look at what Esto said, Prophets.
How the trenches over there, buddy?
They're slowly reviving. The trenches are healing.
They're healing. Yeah,
the trenches are healing, or trying to at least.
That's good.
Yeah, I've been catching a few plays here and there. I got a little something off of a jail stool. I feel like
I saw that Captain BNB coin earlier. That shit kind of ran, man.
Oh, I actually bridged BNB to buy that shit.
Did you get it?
Yeah, make sure it's good.
What's the name of it?
Captain BNB.
It's gonna send, I think.
I got wrecked because
you act like you can't bridge money over from another wallet.
I was trying to keep it simple. I sent the money to Binance, and Binance is like lock, and I was like, mother effers, dude.
Oh, I did see this on the timeline today. Like a Power Ranger looking guy.
Yeah, it's a little high right now, man.
Yeah, I seen that on the timeline.
It's not high if it goes to 100 mil.
What's the lore behind this prophecy, you know?
No,
Binance tweeted on it.
Yep.
Yeah, Binance tweeted on it. Hit the Twitter on the top. It'll take you to the tweet. and they called it Captain B&B. The B&B chain tweeted this picture. Somebody asked, so here's what I think though. Sav, this dude Sav, he says, "Wow, cool character." What's his name? Why do you think he asked his name? Do you think Binance launched this coin?
Bro, Will. So
I'm just saying.
I said this on the chat earlier. I think there's a lot of like obvious plays on side chains because the foundations are pumping them. Like I don't know specifically about BNB capped in this coin, but it's been pretty obvious to see like AVAX pushing that, base pushing all their coins. Like it's been, I don't know, maybe I'm being speculative, but like I'm following the volume and then the mini cults that are being created, and that's how I found Luna a long time ago, really low.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I'm not fading them though, is what I'm saying.
What wallet do you guys use for BNB?
MetaMask.
I use Trust Wallet. TRUST wallet.
And doesn't have it yet.
I think Trust is the Binance wallet, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pretty sure it is, yeah.
And this thing is flying.
Bro, I think ran. I don't know. Look, we're not telling people to buy it. That's not why we mention it. We're just talking about it just so people know it. So like it's something I got headwind on, but like Binance decided they wanted to make sure I couldn't get an entry. So they locked my money and for 48 hours. Damn. And so I just didn't buy it.
I'm about to just bridge. I use Simple Swap to bridge, so I'm just gonna bridge some sold.
Favorite Sui wallet. I like Ethos.
I use Ellie wallet. I've been using that for like a year now.
Sui's got a wallet too. So it's like Sui wallet or something like that.
Yeah, they got a wallet also. Sui wallet.
Yeah, I like Sui's wallet too. Don't get me wrong. Like I like Sui's wallet, but I like Ethos too. I got a few NFTs on there that I picked up. I don't even know what they're worth anymore. Probably zero. But I do like their wallets. I think Sui has a very clean interface. Yeah, Sui Wallet Mobile. That's the one that I like using. So they got a few other ones too.
Nice wallet too. That's one I've been using for a minute. It's very very smooth. I haven't had any issues with it. I've been using that for a while. When I was trading NFTs and shit coins on Sui. Mm-hmm.
Sui Wallet's nice because you can swap everything in wallet. You got to do a lot. That'll be the eco soon.
So BNB is that BSC also? Binance.
Mm-hmm. BNB is BSC. Yep.
It's the same thing, right?
Yep. Same thing. BNB is their token. BSC is their chain. Yeah, that shit ran, bro. Man, I'm so mad that they locked me, bro. Like
we literally just missed an entry. It was a nice entry at 9 million.
Oh man. No, like I got this thrown at me at like 600K liquidity.
Damn, really?
Yeah. Bro, I'm mad. I'm so mad.
You should have just bridged over.
Yeah, I should have done it. Honestly, I was about to move some more money. I was just like, nah, I don't care anymore. Cause like it got up to like 1 mil lick, and I was just like, no, I don't care anymore. One of my pet peeves, Kim, I hate chasing, bro.
Oh yeah,
I hate feeling like I'm chasing.
Yeah, I don't top blast. That's one thing that I don't do is top blast. I literally make sure that I like to buy red. I never buy green.
Yep. And if I can't get that entry, I'm just not doing it. This is not gonna happen, man.
That's what to do. You can at least text everybody else, though. What you say?
What's that?
You can at least text everybody else.
She says that, but I could tell her at least the last 8 twins I got given were all fucking rugs.
I don't know.
Research.
You gotta add. I don't know.
Market.
You're like, hey guys, it might run, but I don't know though.
Hey, I got info on this, but if not, you're getting rugged. Don't be mad later if you're getting rugged.
As long as we add that last part, those are safe words. I don't know that. That's cheat code. That's what I do.
I don't know enough about it. I got it thrown to me. I'm gonna take a risk play here. Just so you guys know in the audience, that's us a little bit of gambling, but you got to kind of follow the flows and you got to follow the people talking about it too, right? I was questionable on a couple people that were tweeting out though, because I watched those people tweet. Yeah, that's the crazy part to me is like they've got 20 mil in volume and 1 mil in liquidity.
It's a lot of volume coming on this coin. No.
They might be able to push this though.
Yeah, it's at a resistance 15 million.
Yeah, it's gonna have a hard time here. Like people were dumping hard earlier. Now they kind of stopped dumping. The vol looks like it's kind of falling out though on the volume chart on the 1H.
But if you think about it, Binance doesn't really have like a coin that's bringing people over or whatnot. So
yeah,
who says CZ wouldn't start pushing this maybe?
George said my middle name is Top Blast.
More power to you, George.
You better have a lot of money for Top Blasting. No, I'm not gonna lie though. I think Frank Top Blasts too a lot. That's
he does. He comes out well doing it too.
Yeah, he top blast volume and then just runs it, but he only runs it. He doesn't run it for that much typically.
Yeah, Frank, he apes a lot. So it's like, he apes sometimes. I think one coin I seen today, he ate like 300, 400 sold on one coin.
Bro, it's great. Like we were just talking about this literally, what was it? Friday or Thursday? We said that it was just getting too quiet and that something's about to pop off.
I told you, yeah.
And then Monday, just boom, all this shit just started running.
Exactly. That's I don't know, Trent. Like I said, Trent just can't stay quiet for too long.
Yeah. I like ETH is kind of scaring me. I'm not gonna lie. Not the way that I think it's gonna go down or it's not gonna get liquid. Like it's scared me, like making me think it's about to really pop off, like hard.
Yeah, I just can't see it just going down. And then you got the president's son shilling it. You got BlackRock just bought a lot last week. It's just like somebody knows something about ETH to the point where
that's what I'm saying. There's too many big players playing around in that pool, man. It's throwing me off. It's really throwing me off. It's making me think that everybody's wrong.
Yeah, literally when we was talking about it last week, bro, I said I can't just sit here, and not buy ETH at these levels because all these big dogs are talking about it. So if they're getting in, you got the president's son, like fucking Trump is hard shilling it.
Yeah, I heard. And Base has been doing great. Here's the thing: I think Base is pumping their own meme coins. I ain't gonna lie, but they've been doing phenomenal too over on Base side. Like I've actually been very interested in buying Base meme coins and Base fundamental coins and stuff like that too, because the liquidity flow over there is pretty nice, man. And it's not like everything over there is dumping either. Like it pumps and then it holds.
Captain B&B looking like he wants to break this level, bro. I'm about to break it just so I can be ready.
Yeah, the way I'm looking at it is like, I missed this play on Captain, but I'll have B&B over there just to use in 48 hours.
Bro, CZ might pump to 100 mil, bro.
Yeah, he could. I mean, all he's got to do is tweet it.
Yeah, B&B already. Well, they just tweet the name. Somebody started the meme off the name, I think. I don't know. I don't think this is official. I don't know.
That's what I was saying. That's exactly what I was meaning earlier. It doesn't seem legit because like the dude who asked about it, like I think that dude probably started a name or sat there and searched for the name. Right? One of the two. Or
maybe it could be early. Just playing, on the other side, it possibly could be early. And
they'll probably still take it on, right? Or it was probably them that did it.
They probably haven't seen volume in a while, bro. I don't think B&B's seen this type of volume in a minute on just one second.
Yeah, it's gonna revive the chain. It's already at 1.3 now. Look,
that's what Justin Sun did with Sundog. Remember that?
Yeah, but then the chain died right after.
Sundog ran to like what? Didn't Sundog run to like $500 million or something?
Yeah, but then it died and the whole chain died right after. Is what I'm saying.
That's a whole scam train.
What's that?
Shit.
Profits hurt.
I said that's a whole scam chain.
Trying, you remember everybody was shilling that hard for like what? How long did it last? Maybe like a week and a half.
A week or two tops, and then it was over. It was like,
Everybody was
they were like,
shilling
"Oh, bridge over."
The bullets links was going crazy. Trying bullets.
Crazy. People got sponsored spaces by them. I remember.
Yeah. It was funny, man. Like,
Yeah.
and I almost feel like that's what's going on with B&B right now. Like, because we're not in.
No, you
like,
can't compare. B&B has real players and money there.
No, not. I'm not saying Tron level. I'm just saying like they're trying to spark interest, right? By just popping off these little coins here and there.
Everybody is. It's the Solana Foundation play. Think about it.
Yeah, for sure. Like, man, that thing's still. I'm mad. I missed that, bro.
I'm
B&B,
right now.
you guys know. Don't ever lock my liquidity when I put it on your platform ever again.
You're gonna be really mad when it's like 50 mil because I have a good feeling it's gonna run.
Oh, I'm gonna be really mad.
I got in at 10 mil.
I'm gonna be ridiculously mad.
Profits, you already in? Oh, you got in at 10 mil?
Yep.
Shit, let me get in, guys.
Profits. I had this given to me at 600K liquidity.
I don't want to hear when you got it given to you and then you didn't tell us. I'm sorry. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't care.
Bro, you give me stuff all the time. I don't even want to hear it.
There's like people that tell me stuff all the time, and it's like, okay, I know to either share it or depending on who it is. And it's like 9 times out of 10, if they're like hitting 70% of the time,
it's hit and miss. Profits. It's 50-50.
I told you, bro.
I don't like shilling 50-50
you can
shit.
tell when somebody's either decent or they're hitting you up for something for a reason. Not the point.
Bro, just add the secret words IDK at the end.
Yeah, just be like, yo, check this out. Or put it on the radar. That's the point. We can't see everything.
IDK is the secret word. Works like a charm.
Oh, I'm sick, bro. I'm sick.
Melina bought mad Ethereum. We're going to 10K.
Look, at least you got in, Profits. So I don't want to hear it, all right? At least you got in. All my money's locked on
not because of you. Because I saw it on the fucking timeline.
Bro.
Guys, fuck it.
I'm watching from the sidelines. That's what I'm saying.
You don't have to. You could.
I never talk black, bro.
I'm not moving more money to Binance Chain.
Oh, you got yours locked up for how long? 48 hours?
Yeah, 48 hours. That shit's already going to be 100 mil by the time I get my money over.
I hope so, because I'm about to get in.
He said, I hope so.
The mentality, ape and eat stuff, then soul stuff is crazy.
Bro, somebody just ate the stupid amount of that thing.
Bro, do I have to use MetaMask?
You can use MetaMask or Trust Wallet.
It's easier if you already have the money there.
All right, I'm going to show you all the things I think are rugs too, Profits.
Stewie Man was a rug. But it cooked first.
It cooked. I don't know if it's a rug or not.
It's a rug. Dead? Bro. It's not even there anymore.
No way. I'm going to go look. Hold on. It is still there. What are you talking about? Oh, no, it's not. Holy shit.
Lost $200. Hurt myself.
Damn, bro. Nah, there's liquidity there.
Shit ain't going anywhere. And maybe.
Sui hasn't even really got a run yet.
I bought more Sui at $3.
Yeah. Hey, George Droid, though, bro, that shit was wild. Yeah, Ski was dead too, Radiant, for sure, man. That shit popped the hell off, man. Yeah, Suinami is a cooker too. I like that one too. I like the name in general. I think like if you can get enough traction on Sui, that would be the one that cooks. Yeah, Nami's still good, Profits.
I don't think I got another one.
I like where that's I told you to get in it. It's floored right now. Which one? George Droid? Oh yeah, bro. Look. I'm not gonna lie. Like a lot of people are not gonna like that coin, but man, I've been watching it. I just been watching that coin.
Yeah, I've been looking at it too.
George Droid, you've been watching it?
Hmm?
George Droid, you've been watching that one?
Yes, it was like the only coin that was popping last week. It was George Droid and MLG was like the only things that
Bro, it was the only one cooking, huh?
Yeah.
I know some people are gonna get mad if I show that shit.
Yeah, I would.
You just gotta buy it and be quiet about it and don't tell nobody you bought it.
Oh my god.
Oh, bro. Oh my god, it's up. Holy shit.
What?
George Droid. Don't buy
BTC
that
is
shit, by the
fine
way,
too, bro.
guys. That
BTC
thing's
is
up to
20
way
mil.
too much.
Damn, bro.
Way too much. Let it cool down. Don't buy green, buy red.
BNB at 20 just hit 20 mil. Profits you up 100%.
Bro, look.
Damn, that was quick. The fuck just happened?
It's just gonna keep going. That's what's happened. Because I didn't buy, it's gonna run. That's what's gonna happen. I'm mad as hell.
You sound like the timeline.
I am. I'm sick to my stomach right now. Because I moved a lot of size over for this. Because I was gonna try and jump in, and I thought it might be a cooker, but I wasn't sure.
Damn, bro. Trying to bridge, man. It's taking a while.
Bro, you ain't getting into like 2 mil lick. You might as well just let that go.
There's no bots on BNB.
Don't get put it out. Keep trying.
Don't get fucked.
It's running, bro.
It's just dumb. She said, "Will, shut up." Keep going. She's like, "Add to my liquidity." That's what profits is like.
No. What is BNB like out of these years it's been around? What has it been used for?
Bro, it's running. I can't.
Nothing. Bruh. Yeah, it's cooked. It's cooked.
Great
Profits, go look at it.
I'm curious. Like, what? I want to know what's going on over there.
Nothing. One meme coin. That's what's going on over there.
What about Sui? What's going on Sui?
They got a lot of dexes and shit being built over there. And they got gaming. They got a lot of things. Look at what Smiley said. Profits, look at the chat.
BNB is used for crime. Got you.
There you go. That's your use case.
Makes sense.
Bro. Oh, OSG. Yeah, that Fent reactor. Pregnant one. Oh my gosh. Have you seen the videos on George Droid?
No, actually, I haven't.
Absolutely fucking wild. I don't recommend watching them.
All right, there we go.
But that chart pumps. I will say that. It fucking pumps.
Cam is trying to do it so bad.
We're at best marketing. It's hilarious. All right, we're at 120. You all want to keep going, or you want to cut it here?
Yeah, we can cut it here. This was good.
All right.
Appreciate you guys.
Know. Go ahead, Profits.
No, I said appreciate everybody pulling up.
Oh, for sure, for sure. You want to take us out, or you want me to take us out?
No, go ahead.
All right. So first off, before we leave, don't close the stream. Don't close the stream. All right. Follow Cam. Follow me right here. Right. Follow Profits. Same spot. Her screen. Right. And then if you guys could hit the like button, greatly appreciate it. Whatever stream you're watching from, thumbs up, like, whatever it is you're using right now. If you guys could hit that for us, we'd really, really, really appreciate it. And then if you could retweet, if you have retweet available, maybe share it with your family members if you're on YouTube, whatever it is. If you could do any of those things, we would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Again, we're going to be running this every single night the rest of this year. Profits is going to be popping in, even when she's at parties. Doesn't matter. She's wasted, whatever it is. She's going to pop on the stream. We're going to chat it up. We're going to talk. Even if it's for 5 minutes, and we're gonna run it up. This is gonna be a fun cycle. Like, you guys, everybody thinks it's cooked. I'm telling you, I wouldn't be putting in this much effort. I wouldn't be here every single day the rest of this year if I thought we were cooked. Fuck that. I would just be in a Discord telling people where to short and when to short. That's it. So to each their own. Again, thank you everybody for showing up. We appreciate you, and I hope you all have an awesome time. Cam and Profits, if you stick after, that would be awesome. See you guys later.
Peace out.